Good evening, Ruskin enjoyers. I hope you're doing all right. So let's just get the ball rolling straight away. Last week we got Valentine skins, and they appeared one day before the Rust rotation appeared. And, well, basically that means we're going to have abnormals one day earlier. But let's also point out, because we did actually get a proper Rust rotation last week, we have abnormals tomorrow as well. So 4 skins here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Those 4 skins will be abnormal tomorrow. But tonight, all of the Valentine skins are abnormal. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead, figure out some prices to offer for all of them, and when they become marketable, we'll put down a reasonable buy order as fast as possible in hopes of buying these skins for a much cheaper price later down the line and selling them, of course, for a much better profit. So you might be questioning, what do you mean by abnormal? What is this? What's going on? Well, if you were to look in the description of this video right now, you'll see I've provided 2 videos. The first video is a 60-second short video, which will briefly go over everything and explaining what happens in regards to abnormal skins and what they are, and why we care about them. To be, in brief, it's all about trying to make a profit out of them, because it is set with every single week, a certain amount of skins will be quote-unquote abnormal. They will be appearing at a set specific time every single week. And normally it's Wednesday night rolling into Thursday morning, at the moment UK midnight time. But tonight with these, because they appeared one day earlier, 7-day cooldown, if you understand the process, they're going to be appearing tonight. So if you want to learn a little bit more in regards to what abnormals are, consider watching the second video in the description. It's like 20 minutes long, however, it goes a lot more in depth. It explains how to identify them, it explains like the rules behind them and whatnot. And but all in all, to be brief, it's all in an effort to try and make some profit, because if we know when they're going to appear, we can race to try and put down the fastest buy order in hopes of picking these up for their potential cheapest prices, because not everybody cares about what they list their skins for. So we'll pick them up for super cheap, we'll sell them for the right price, and we'll make profit. It's as simple as that. Okay, so, no, Peacemaker, this is abnormals. Chat, help them out, okay? So I've got to talk about all these skins now. We're going to figure out prices, and we're going to go ahead and start off talking about the likes of Giorgio. So this has only done just about 14,500 bare minimum sales, all right? 14,500 bare minimum sales. That seems pretty low. If you were to compare that with all these other sleeping bags, you might realise, maybe it's not that low. Maybe it's reasonably okay. And don't forget, it's expected that these Valentine skins are going to be around for 8 days in total, because, of course, they appeared last week, quite literally. It's expected these aren't going to leave until the next Rust rotation, which will, of course, be in 2 days' time. So to see that this has a fair bit more sales compared to most other skins, that's fine. So, again, instantly, as I look at some of these other skins, this is sold better than the likes of the Hay sleeping bag, the Abyss sleeping bag, the Neanderthal sleeping bag. Yeah, we can go on and on and on. It's actually sold a fairly decent amount, so it's not low. However, it's already at a low price. See, the sleeping bags in general normally sell for $1.49, but they made a special exception with these 2 sleeping bags right here. Giorgio and the Valentine's gift sleeping bag both are in the Rust store right now for 99 cents. So there's an interesting little tidbit right here. I don't really think this skin's going to suffer that much. I think it's going to be doing quite alright, based on the fact that it's already selling for a price that most skins usually end up at when they're suffering, more specifically sleeping bags. So if you go actually take a look at these, and if we were to look at them based on price, I guess you could say, so lowest price, what do we see? What's the cheapest sleeping bag right now? The answer is Desert Stone sleeping bag at 61 cents, then it's Hobo sleeping bag at 70 cents, and as we keep scrolling up a little bit more, it slowly starts to rise up to about 90 cents, and that's about like a third of the way. And as you scroll up, you'll see quite a lot of them kind of sticking around just about and just around and just above $1, and then then it starts to rise up with the ones that are actually in demand and doing well and whatnot. So looking at Giorgio, if it's already at a low price, quote unquote, based on what we just saw there, it's probably going to be doing a very good job of retaining its value. Now, looking at the actual skin itself, very goofy, very silly, but there's a perfect usage for this. Whenever you have a friend demanding that you bag them in, you've got the bag for it now. You've got the perfect troll bag. So I can't help but assume this is actually going to do a very good job in terms of remaining in demand from here and now. Plus, I don't think we're going to see anything else like this for a long time. And, not until next year. We'll see what Mr. Nordan's going to do next year. We should have a woman. No, honestly, we should. But anyway, with that, I think that will be doing a decent job in retaining its value at the very least. Yes, it's Valentine's themed, but looking at that specifically, I don't look at that and instantly assume it's definitely Valentine's themed. I just think it's a goofy, stupid little sleeping bag design. So I think that actually might be doing quite all right. So today, in regards to what price we might want to offer for it, I think I'm going to do between 75 cents to 85 cents. Now, please be aware of this. All of these abnormal skins, right, if they're expected to stick around until the Rust or rotation happens, that means all 8 of these skins will be on the Rust Steam market for about 2 days. About 1 day and 20 hours, but let's just say 2 days. So we have plenty of time to look at these skins, see how they perform on the Steam market, see if there's actual genuine demand, look at the barter support, and make a decision if we actually want to go ahead and actually buy some. And we could wait until Thursday if we so wish. Right now it's Tuesday, so yeah, as you can understand, fairly decent amount of time. So yeah, if you're questioning things, just stick with a buy order. And if you just want to wait a little, another day or two just to see how it's performing, you do have that time available to you. All right, so 75 cents to 85 cents is what I want to do. I want to offer a fairly high price, but I still want to be able to pick them up and then sell them for the right price and whatnot. So, cool. Let's now move on to the likes of the Neon Love Metal Double Door. So, yes, we've made a big fuss talking about, sheet metal double doors recently. I mean, I have a video here going over it. Not that one, but you can take a look at that one if you want. This one here. So I'm sure maybe a decent amount of you probably watched this. I went over and over and over everything. I talked about how certain other items that randomly got a ton of skins all of a sudden suddenly went down real bad, such as likes of armoured doors and ponchos and whatnot. Now we're seeing it with the likes of sheet metal double doors, but not really. We haven't actually seen a dramatic drop in price for any of the sheet metal double doors that came out recently, partly because they're still in the Rust door, so they kind of always relate to around the same price it sells for in the Rust door. But let's now hop back over to here. Looking at the state of these, if we were to go take a look at the likes of the airlock double door and the long double door, well, okay, Steam's broken. Good to see that. Lovely. Thanks, Steam. Yep. Okay, cool. What about over here? There you go. So something went wrong there. But, oh, wow. This is completely broken. Where did it go wrong? Okay, chat, could you just quickly check up on this yourself and see if this is working? I can't see the actual page. What if I searched for it here? So if I typed in airlock, because I want to see the quantity. Right, it has 99 quantity. Okay, cool. If I were to click it here, will it work now? Let's find out. And the answer is, did it. There you go. All right, so that was really weird. Steam, working just as intended. So 99 quantity, highest or lowest price listing is $2.10. Highest buy order is $1.79. So, yeah, it has gone down a tad. This was expected, though, because I'm sure many of you are well aware, during the likes of the springtime, we tend to see a bit of a dip in price for most skins. This has been something we've been discussing for quite some time. We also have the likes of the Counter-Strike 2 major taking place in March time, in about a month's time. So, yeah, players are slowly disappearing. It's a normal trend. We've got the the Copenhagen major coming around. Just it's appearing soon, so a lot more Counter-Strike content will be out soon. Lots of potential money will be thrown towards that instead of the Rust economy. So yeah, in general, a lot of skins are starting to go down in price. That does apply to the likes of the Space Airlock Double Door, and to our surprise, Long Double Door doesn't have that much quantity, and it is holding up reasonably okay. Now we did expect that there's going to be some decent demand for the skin as time went on because it's a very cool looking double door. We must give respect to that. But the barter support here isn't all, it isn't all the way up to $2.50. This could still be expected to go below its Rust door price. However, only 68 at the moment. And on average, every Rust skin on the Steam market usually has around 100 quantity, all right? Unless there's some very special very special exceptions. All right, so in regards to what we have here, these are down, but not too bad. I mean, this will be going down a fair bit, but we did sit there and say we do expect that to happen down the line. So when we look at this specifically, again, this is very clearly holiday themed. This is clearly, in theme with Valentine's, of course. You've got Cupid shooting arrows through hearts. He's standing on clouds. There's hearts all over the place. Very nice, very cute. But will this hold? Will people appreciate this? Now, I do happen to notice that people do appreciate the standard, straightforward neon designs, and that is one of them right there. How you can see it all sitting on like mesh netting. So that does look pretty nice. That does look pretty cool. This has not sold a ridiculous amount. So let's go ahead and take a look at that real quickly. So 12,829 bare minimum sales. So yeah, that's considerably low. I'm talking too quickly. But let me just put it this way. $2.49 for this. And then if we were to look at like last year's skins, So Bombshell Sheet Metal Double Door, that sold for $2.49. That went up to about $5 at one point. Deep Sea Double Door, that sold for $1.49, did 26,000 sales, and just this past Christmas, that went up to about $2.50. So that did quite all right as well. And then you got likes of these other sheet metal double doors that came out in the past. These did dip in price initially, but then as we got close towards the end of the year, they started to rise up very nicely. So again, the main question is are we going to see more sheet metal double doors at some point? At the very least, I do know of one. So here I am looking at TGG's top picks list, and you will see that we've got one submission recently. That is the cooling system double door. It has a whole bunch of transparency though. The creator didn't produce one without transparency, so I kind of get the feeling that very likely might not be accepted. I think we're okay in regards to that. So, okay. I don't think we'll be seeing another sheet metal double door for quite some time, but we do have the likes of Easter just around the corner. I was discussing this with my chat earlier. There's a fairly decent chance that we're going to be seeing a ton of deplorables, and typically when it's a big holiday, when we are going to have a holiday that's going to have 2 Rust doors, we will be expecting TGG to be setting up a very big special batch of holiday submissions. I won't be surprised if we potentially see some more sheet metal double doors potentially appearing there. But I also expect garage doors, sheet metal doors, wooden doors, you name it, all of that. So looking at that, looking at the sales, looking into what potentially might be happening in the near future, because of course Easter is at the end of March, that's like 5 weeks away. I think I might just want to play it safe, and I'll just probably do something like $1.20 to $1.80. You could probably push it up to $2, because again, look, if we do not see any more sheet metal double doors being accepted this year, that will work out perfectly fine. It has not sold a ridiculous amount. It looks like it's perfectly fine for what it is, and again, maybe it will dip below its Rust door price a little bit initially. Fair enough, Valentine's has already come and gone. But for what it is, I think it's still going to work out fine, alright? Again, to play it smarter, buy order first. We'll see how it performs over the next 2 days. And you have to monitor, is the demand there? Are people actively wanting this? Are people actively buying this? Is the barter strong enough? Are the barters strong enough? Is the support there? So yeah, we have the next 2 days to keep an eye on this, and then we'll consider actually buying it on the first day, if you so wish. So in regards to that, $1.20 to maybe up to $2. It's up to you. And remember, the more aggressive you are, the more successful you will be buying these skins. But if it does start to drop down a fair bit, you'll be the one picking them all up. Yep, that'll be happening. So be prepared for things like that. Right, let's now move on to Love Arrow Metal Door. First things first, only 11,500 subscribers. That is the bare minimum amount that have been bought, alright? There's very likely going to be more than that, but I want to compare to the likes of the garage door that was accepted last year, because that garage door did 29,619 bare minimum sales, subscriber count to be precise. So what's going on? Why is this sold significantly less? Well, I mean, it's most likely due to the fact that we have a very big fat Rust door at the moment, 27 skins to choose from. No wonder certain skins like this haven't sold that much. But looking at this, I can't help but assume a lot of people will be appreciating it. I can't help but assume that it will be doing pretty well as time goes on, much like the garage door last year. So if we just need to remind ourselves on how the garage door performed, let's just go ahead and take a look at that. Because initially this went down in price pretty hard. So first of all, what's the price right now? It is currently selling for $3.45, very nice. But it did drop pretty hard initially. But then once we got to around the summertime, we saw it rise up ever so nicely. So Easter, springtime dip, down, 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 down. End of March, it starts to rise up, 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 up. And it went all the way up to about $4.50. So that did good. That did good eventually. This did rise up very nicely. Could we expect the exact same thing, the exact same behaviour to happen to the likes of our sheet metal door right here? I wouldn't be surprised. And let me tell you, people do seem to appreciate girl doors. You can sit there and say you hate them, you can sit there and say you hate the Pokemon door, but we all know you're using it, and we all know that you have it in your base. That is a glow-in-the-dark Queen-themed door. I can't help but assume people will be appreciating it, and it hasn't sold that much. So, yeah. Hey, you can laugh at it. You can laugh at it all you want, Mr. Metatron. But we even saw the likes of the Halloween door do quite alright. It did dip down initially, and it has done recently. But yeah, it still held up quite alright. It's only down by 16%, but even that one still held up. We are way out of season for Halloween, but still, she is being appreciated. I think men just enjoy witches. But yeah, all skins are starting to dip down in price with the spring dip, and that could easily rebound and go back up in price again. So these types of doors do get appreciated. They do. And you can sit there and say, no, they don't. Well, I just showed you they do. Again, if you do anticipate the price to dip for a while, Easter time, not surprising. So, taking that into consideration, what might we want to offer for that sheet metal door right there? Well, I think I might do like $1, $1.50, $2.20. Yeah. So, will this dip down in price? I wouldn't be surprised in the slightest. Will this recover and do quite all right in the summer? I hope so, and I expect so. Now, I have to reiterate what this once more. The garage door did very nicely last year. That did more than double the amount of sales that this did. And then you have to consider, how often are you using making sheet metal doors in comparison to garage doors? I would assume it's relatively almost similar. So, depends on the base you're making, if anything. Yeah, of course. So, yeah. And you have to consider everybody, not just you. Not just you. Think of everybody. I'm pretty sure sheet metal door is going to be the go-to. Glows the dark, cute girl. Need I say more? So yeah, if you really don't trust her, don't offer so much. But if you do, and if you're very confident and you want to support your queen, offer up to $2.20. You could offer more if you want to. You could, but again, the more aggressive you are, the more likely you definitely will be buying some. But maybe you might be buying them too high of a price. We shall see. Remember, we aren't exactly through the worst of it in regards to the spring dip yet. We've got another 2 months of this, and then we're going to be out of it. So keep an eye on all of that. Crazy Love SAP. Right, so I made a comparison to last year's Valentine's. I brought up this point. So last year we had a very nice, cool-looking pink AK-47 known as the Kiss AR, and that did about 30,000 sales, and it's still doing very, very, very nicely. Now, the main point I want to get across is in comparison to all of the other AKs, it stood out, it was unique, and, well, if you look at all of them, only the Abyss AR... Oh, cheese gun. Oh, wow, you get manipulated. Oh, you'll get manipulated, aren't you? Well, looks like I just randomly spotted a manipulation or the beginning of something. Right, yeah. Oh, yeah, sure. There's definitely some people here that legitimately definitely want to buy the skin out. Okay, so that's a manipulation starting to happen. That is the beginning of a buyout. So, chat, now you know. Consider putting a barter down on that if you really want to, because looks like that's going to start rising up in price. Anyway, scrolling down, as you can see here, this did very nicely. But these aren't SAPs. No. So let's go take a look at SAPs. So go back over to the likes of SAPs. In comparison with all of them, well, I mean, we did notice a very interesting trend last year. The not so colourful ones, down to around $1. SAP Nana, I don't know what went wrong with you, to be honest. There is, like, some very low listings, which I have to point out. But, yeah, what went wrong with you? Why are you down so bad? It's unfortunate, but when you look at likes of Redemption SAP, only down by 10%. When you look at likes of Chameleon SAP, only down by 16%. Yeah, if you got a reasonable amount of detail and colour, they tend to do reasonably all right. So I look at the Crazy Love set, and I think, you know what? If you're going to be running around potentially at all with the likes of the Lovestruck collection, the full set, the pink, if you're going to dress up and be pink, you're going to need some pink weapons. Well, you've got your set right there. And again, you might point out, aren't there any pink saps that we could refer to? There is the Oink sap, but we looked at that earlier and we realised that's also getting manipulated as well. Looks like someone's jumped in and started to do a bit of a buyout. So when you see a bit of a buyout randomly happening for a skin that hardly ever does any sales, you should start to assume that that very likely will be getting manipulated at some point. Plus, when you take away this and look at it there, you can see how it's just randomly going up like that. So yeah, something funny's going on there. So I don't think we can compare to this very nicely, unfortunately. So looking at that, I can see it doing all right. I can see it being one of the saps where it's still going to go below its restore price, but it's still going to hold up reasonably okay. So when I'm looking at that, I'm thinking, okay, I think we could do 80 cents to $1.20 on that one. I think that's as high as we could go. Yep, we could probably do about that. I can imagine it doing reasonably okay. Plus, the amount of sales, it's only done 9,000 so far. That's going to probably barely do about 11,000 by the time we have the Rust rotation. There isn't that much being bought. So actually might do quite all right. It very likely will do so. And then if we go ahead and take a look at it in-game, yep, very nice, pink and purpley. And if we were to go over to here and see the aim sight, what do we have? A very useful, bright pink aim sight, good for every single environment. So I think it's going to be fine. I think it's going to do okay. But still, Wouldn't be surprised if it dips down in price a fair bit, so 80 cents to $1.20. There we go. Okay, reaction to the cheese hoodie and pants. We'll talk about that in a second then. But yeah, very likely could be an answer, Micro, but I do believe that's a skin people have been monitoring. I've noticed a buyout before for that gun not too long ago. I'll discuss it in a bit. All right, Valentine's gift sleeping bag. So a little bit earlier, we did, of course, talk about Love Giorgio. And basically, this is in the exact same position, but I don't see it working out as well because I think he stands out very nicely as a joke idea. Like, that'll work out in its favour. Whereas this is just a very standard Valentine's rose petal, sleeping bag. Nothing wrong with it. It's perfectly fine for what it is, and it got accepted. So at least, congratulations, Kosem. But I just don't think that's going to hold up very nicely for the rest of this year. I wouldn't be surprised if that does dip down a fair bit. So in regards to doing a barter for that one, I think I'm only going to do like 65 cents to 75 cents for that one, because I do expect it to dip down a fair bit. I don't think it'll crash and burn, but I just don't think it's going to be getting as much love compared to the likes of Love Giorgio. And based on the sales, it's not too hard to notice. So I feel like he'll do a decent job. I worry about that one. So the sleeping bag, he has a continuation posted. No. Giuseppe? I didn't notice this. Probably because he submitted it super late. Norden. Unbelievable. But hey, for what it is, there's a lot of love there. Now, again, is that going to be allowed because we've just had Valentine's? We shall see. I asked for a female one. I wanted one in a coffee can helmet. Damn it, or a bucket helmet. Bucket helmet, yes. But anyway, too late. Hey, we'll see. But that, yeah, what even is that? I don't know, Metatron. I don't know. Anyway, so who knows what might happen next. But yeah, he submitted that really late. Did that only just about get submitted? Well then, anyway, back over to here. So in regards to that sleeping bag there, as I said, I think I'll do 65 cents to 75 cents. Shining Love box. So this is a very straightforward glow-in-the-dark small box, and you know what? That's perfectly fine. That's all people really need, to be honest. It's just got love hearts all over it. It's kind of like the candies. Don't try and pick them off. I don't think you can. I don't think you need them. But yeah. Very straightforward glow-in-the-dark small box, no issue, no problem, perfectly fine for what it is. That's cool. So, yeah, technically speaking, it's a holiday themed skin, with it, being a Valentine's themed skin, but is that still alright? I think it'll be okay, but I do expect it to go below its retail price. Now, let's not forget, last year we had 18 small boxes being accepted, which was a lot compared to what we previously saw, a lot more, and that did have a negative impact on the likes of all of our skins that existed beforehand. Now, I did see the likes of Neon Hearts small box doing very nicely throughout the past year and a half. This has worked out perfectly fine. Very straightforward design and whatnot, but it has slowly started to descend downwards, down. Glow in the dark small box is perfect for the game. That's what I also wanted to bring up, Mr. Micro. Glow in the dark small boxes obviously tend to do a fair bit better compared to the other small boxes, the regular non-glow in the dark ones. But we should also acknowledge that we keep seeing the occasional Twitch drop every now and then. Just recently, we got the C4 wood storage box. This glows in the dark as well. So who knows what might potentially happen from here and now. We've got another Twitch Rivals event potentially happening at some point. There's a fairly decent chance we'll probably start seeing the likes of Twitch Rivals small boxes and whatnot. Again, wouldn't rule that out. So, yeah, that looks like it'll be reasonably okay for a decent amount of time, but what might be the price to offer? And I sit here and say, a lot of small boxes there were struggling, even the glow-in-the-dark ones, and notably some of the holiday theme ones. I think this will still do reasonably okay to retain some of the value, but not all of it, so I'm sitting here suggesting maybe we offer only about 80 cents to $1.10. Yep, 80 cents to $1.10. It's going to be very helpful in the early game, very, very useful to have, but again, there are other options that will be appearing, and for around the same price, there are potentially better options. All right, and now we are here sitting looking at the likes of the Lovestruck road sign boots and gloves. These have sold significantly less compared to the rest of the Lovestruck collection. So on average, with the likes of the Lovestruck collection, the hoodie and pants, over 20,000 sales. The tier 3, about 30,000 sales each. And the tier 2, on average, we could sit here and say 19 to 20,000 sales each. These two have barely cracked 7,000 sales each. And there's a very great thing that I can compare to, which is the Abyss gloves, because Abyss gloves came out very recently, sold at a higher price, and when we compare the sales to the rest of the set in terms of the clothing and the armour, well, it sold significantly less. So tier 3, about 20,000 bare minimum sales. Tier 2, you're looking at about maybe 15 to 16,000 sales, and of course the hoodie and pants, about 15,000 bare minimum sales. This only did just about 10,000 sales, and because of that, well, partly because of that, it's now comfortably in the positive. It's not doing super crazy, unfortunate, but again, all skins are going down in price at the moment, yet that's still in the positive, and it doesn't help that we have 102 right there. So, that's held up very nicely. And what was the theme that we brought up before? When we see road sign gloves being accepted, that are part of a well-established collection, aka at least has most of the core pieces accepted, they tend to do quite alright. That's doing all right. 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 So, yeah, there you go. Even Hardsuit's doing quite all right. Whereas some of these other collections are still incomplete. It's unfortunate to see, but you can see that trend seems to be working out very perfectly for it. So, at the very least, looking at both of them, I think the gloves will be performing better than the boots. I get the feeling we could probably do 80 cents to 90 cents for the gloves and 70 cents to 80 cents for the boots. These are abnormal, all right? And as I've already pointed out, we have a good 2 days to look at all of these skins. If the barter builds up on both of these skins, then yeah, maybe you might even want to consider buying them. But we've got to wait until Thursday, I reckon. Now, there's no guarantee that these are definitely going to only rotate out with the rest of the skins on, this Thursday. Maybe these do appear tomorrow. Who knows? We shall see. But just keep an eye on the Rust Steam market. Keep an eye on the listings. Notice if sales are actually happening. And we'll find out. Is there genuine demand? Will they hold up nicely? And it's up to you to make the decision. Are you going to jump in? Are you going to make a purchase or not? So, after Steam tax, it's still a loss. Even then, depends on what currency you're offering and whatnot. You don't have to go all the way up to the high price. You could just get around near it. So, again, the decision's up to you. I'm looking at this, knowing what my currency is in comparison to dollars, and knowing I can offer a certain amount and it still work out all right for me. So yeah. All right. Cool. So that was all the skins. Yes, Adentos, they are. That is why we talked about all of them. And I'm pretty sure Maxim kept track of all the prices, so they'll be listed in the server, the Discord server. So we've got, 15 minutes until they appear? Yep. So let's just quickly go over what's happened today in regards to the Rust Workshop skin submissions. So we've got the brand new top picks list. Consider going through all of this chat. Here you go. Click, paste. There you go. We already discussed a lot of the skins from here from the previous week, so of course my Rust Workshop skin checks, I've discussed many of these already, and there are some very interesting notable collection continuations that are here, and other notable interesting skins, but get a good look at all of that. They are definitely perfect candidates for this upcoming Thursday's Rust rotation. Now, in terms of the absolutely newest skins, I'm referring to all the skins that appeared over the past weekend, and as of Monday, over 115. It was, 115. It was ridiculous. But we've seen the return of the likes of the Outer Planets Fridge. Happy Corn is now continuing. What else do we have? We've got the likes of Pirate Wooden Door. We've got the likes of Graffiti Love Sheet Metal Door. Yep, we just got the double door. Now we've got a sheet metal door. We've got the likes of Neon Vibes Armored Double Door. Scroll down a little bit more. Inflatable Hammer. Banana Tools. We've got the likes of, what do we have here? Frosty Thompson. Scroll down a little bit more. You've got the likes of Bismuth AK, Skullforce AK-47, Thundergold Tsar, and as we scroll down to here, we have the likes of some Deer Skull masks, both hard suit. Get a good look at this. Both of these look really cool. That right there, MF Doom, for sure. Then you got the Cursed Collection one. That looks cool, for sure. So, yeah. Very good candidates for some Deer Skull masks. Primitives looking pretty sweet. And scroll down a little bit more. We have some interesting candidates for the likes of Damascus right here. Boots and gloves. We've got Cactus Tier 2. Cyber Tier 2. Who knows what we'll see. But yeah, we'll find out, won't we? And yeah, there's the cheese cheese hoodie and pants, but I don't think that's the reason why the AK is getting bought out. I believe the AK getting bought out is because of a potential manipulation that's going to start happening. So, yeah, that is that. I've basically talked about everything that was necessary. Make sure you're keeping an eye on the commits, people. There was some interesting things being mentioned earlier. What did we see? Military flamethrower. Yep. We've got a brand new flamethrower, apparently. So that's cool. What would a military flamethrower be like? Would it be able to shoot flames from further away? Snipe someone with fire. But yeah, a new flamethrower apparently is being worked on, and this is why I keep telling you, keep an eye on the commits, especially around during the middle of the month, because Facepunch just randomly, magically starts working on new projects that gets finished just in time for the next update. And in all fairness, the Rustore rotation for March is going to be fairly late, so they got a lot of time in their hands to be able to work something out. So yeah, they got like 3 weeks to work on that, so that's interesting. That's pretty cool. Right then, so I guess we've basically covered everything. You already talked about the prices, I assume. Yep, they'll be in the server. We'll show that off in a second. But for now, what we're going to do is we're going to skip ahead. We're going to do the buy orders, and then we'll discuss the buy order support afterwards. And so with that, alright, so it's time for the Valentine skins. Away we go. Is it midnight yet? Now it is. Right. And away we go. Come on. Where's my queen? I need her. I'm focusing the sheet metal door first. I think a lot of people will probably be focusing the double door. Alright, let's go take a look at the double door. There you go, there's the double door. Right, so nope, okay. Love Giorgio, nope. What about you? Crazy Love SAP, nope. What about you? Okay, nope. Okay, well, that's quite funny to me. Okay, that's not funny to me. I'm annoyed. Let's put you over here. Yeah, maybe not everybody realised these are marketable, so maybe everybody doesn't realise they're marketable. Oh no, that's something that just kind of dawned on me. Alright then, let's go over to here. I noticed some of the other boulders aren't going super high, so I probably won't go super high. Alright then, let's put you over there. Let's go back over to here. Go back to here. Quick refresh. Yeah, chat, it's only just dawned on me that maybe not everybody is aware that these are marketable today. Oh, look, there you go. I got a super low ball boulder in that one. I think I probably succeeded. Yeah, I think everybody might have played it super safe on that one. We shall see how that potentially turns out. Booties! Okay, booties. Gloves? Gloves! I like the gloves. I've reached my maximum amount. Yeah, that had to happen, didn't it? Oh well. Right, so what was that there? We'll quickly go back over to the second account. There we go. And there we are. Love Giorgio still has not appeared. That's not good for me. And yeah, I'm going to have to just go for a fairly strong barge on this in one go. Alright. There we go. That's it. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm now going to skip ahead. We'll take a look at all of the skins. We'll look at their barter support and we'll figure out where they potentially might end up at. So with that, right, gentlemen, we're back. So, as you can see right here, some of the prices have appeared, but unfortunately, not every single skin has become, well, you know, marketable. This is supposed to be marketable. No one listed it. We kind of realised that as we started to do the buy orders, that maybe not everybody is well aware that these Valentine skins have become marketable. Well, we got basically every single one of them except the small box. So what we're going to do now is we're going to look at all of these skins, look at their barter support, and see if their prices will hold up. Now, please do not forget, as we quickly hop over to here, all of these skins will be in the Steam market now. If it follows expectation, they're going to be in this Rust Steam market for 2 days. We're going to want to keep an eye on their buy orders. We're going to keep an eye on how many sales happen. We're going to want to keep an eye and see how people list these and whatnot. Because if it starts to go down in price immediately, then yeah, that's looking to be a problem. So as we look over to here, they've only just become marketable. Neon Love, Metal Double Door, you have over 9,000 buy orders. But to be more specific, you have 8,000 buy orders that were botted. So we saw that, we did see it. So if we were to just put that away, we do still have at least 1,200 plus buy orders. So in regards to what we have here, the build-up, it's only going up to $1.80. All right, fair enough. We did say that. We said we're going to push up to about that price. But that's us. I would be surprised if, as we start to see other general people notice that these are on the market now, you will see more buy orders appear. You will see more buy order support build up. So we need to see how much builds up. And then, maybe on Thursday time, look at it once more. If it boosts all the way up to about $2.30, maybe you might want to go ahead and actually buy some of these. Because they did not sell that much, did they? They did not sell that much. It's a reasonable amount, but it's not an insane amount. 13,000. If we didn't have the ridiculous Rust store that we have, that very likely would have done more sales. But it is what it is. Plus the timing of this being accepted, and then literally what came out like the day after with this. Yeah, it's a bit all over the place, but it is what it is. So again, that could still be a positive for this. This could still work out and, go up in price ever so nicely in the future. So we'll see what happens. But for now, as I said, just keep an eye on what's all listed there, and we'll see what happens from here and now. Next up, Love Metal Door. So again, this is a slightly higher price of $3. Same thing, barters only go up to about $1.80. But like I said, exactly what we just mentioned. We need to see how this all plays out. So yes, this also has the 8,000 botted buy orders there. Will we see more buy orders appear over the course of Wednesday and Thursday as well? We've got to keep an eye out. This still has over 1,000 normal buy orders. The support is there, but will it hold up? Well, let's not forget, this skin only did just barely over 11,500 sales. This is also looking to be in a very sweet spot, a very, very nice position. There's only so many of these that were bought. There's only so many of these that, potentially could be appearing on the Steam market and third-party sites. It doesn't look like it got attacked by a lot of people who wanted to buy this purely in excess, as in wanting to buy it purely to sell it. This has not sold that much, and I really do feel like it's going to work out very nicely in the future, but we shall see, right? We shall see, because 11,600 sales nowadays isn't that much. It's really low, especially considering that we had over 100,000 people playing again today. That's not normally a good number, but I mean, still kind of represents that if this amount of people were playing today, do you reckon at least 1 in 10 people would want to buy that skin? I think a little bit more, so again, I feel like that's too low, and I think it will flourish as time goes on. But I want to see how it behaves over the next 2 days. All right, so looking at the likes of the next skin, here we have Lover Giorgio. So we did make mention of this earlier. Looks like the skin creator themselves has decided to try and turn this into a new collection. I don't think that's going to work. So we probably won't be seeing any other themed skins like this until next Valentine's. We shall see. But in regards to the price it's currently selling for, 99 cents, the buy orders are fine. They're pushing up to about 80 cents. You will see more tomorrow, for sure. And you will see more during the day, during Thursday. So, from here and now, what's going to happen to this sleeping bag? Who knows? But at the moment, everyone who happens to own one refuses to sell it for less than $19. So, we'll see what happens. I really hope someone doesn't buy this for $19, because that would be pretty stupid. But hey, with what it is, this was not botted, it seems. It doesn't look like this had botted buy orders. So this is just genuine interest, over 1,000 requests. Looking pretty good. So I feel like that's going to work out all right for him. Crazy Love SAP. So Crazy Love SAP, if we look over to here, it's got buy orders pushing up to $1.27. But the bulk of the buy orders, as you can see here, kind of sitting around 70 cents to about $1, slightly above. It's fine. For what we were guessing, it seems to have matched up to around that price. But again, we'll see how many more buy orders appear after all of this. I do expect more, and I do expect it to, perform reasonably okay. This might not even crack 10,000 sales. And that does seem far too low. I might look at this again and probably consider doing a stronger buy order. because I wouldn't be surprised if this does work out all right at some point in the future. It's the sheer lack of sales. So, yeah, okay, no worries in regards to that. Lovestruck road sign gloves and, of course, boots. Both of these have a lot less sales in comparison to the rest of the armour and the clothing skins in this set. And the buy orders looking very strong, pushing all the way up to about 84 cents. So for 99-cent skins, things are looking very interesting for them. But will they actually succeed? Well, we'll find out. Because like I said, in comparison to what we've seen in the past in regards to the other Lovestruck skins, they just did not compare. And when you look at all of these skin sales in general, they all seem rather low. So, by comparison, yeah, surely that's going to work out all right. But it's up to you if you actually want to jump in and buy some. So the bars are reasonably okay. Will they hold up? Who knows? As I've already mentioned, we're getting closer and closer and closer to the CS2 Major. The new stickers will come out soon. And if they're bordered, things actually might work all right for the likes of our Rust skins. But regardless, you still should expect prices to dip down a little bit further. But they will reach a point where they can't really go any lower than what they are. And then it'll turn around and then it'll just keep moving forward. And it is expected to do a whole lot better from there on then. So, yeah. Oh, Jack, you got the first barter down the sleeping bag. You just picked up 20. Really? Oh, wow. Congratulations. That's quick. So, yeah, you will start to see the Valentine skins appearing on the front page. Other people notice. Other people start putting barters down. That is the expectation. So, very nice. Very cool. So, at the very least, then, people, keep an eye on all of this. That's all we can do. And don't forget, tomorrow, we do have even more buy orders. So, yes, today was a day early because of what happened with Valentine's, but we do have these regularly scheduled skins that appeared last Thursday. We have the Black Gold Jacket, the Thunder Gold AR, we have the Polished Obsidian Furnace, and the Happy Corn Door. Those 4 skins are abnormal, and they will be appearing tomorrow in about 23 hours' time from now. So, we will be chasing after those again tomorrow. So, we'll discuss prices, we'll see how the Valentine skins are holding up, and of course, do not forget, please consider looking at the likes of the top picks list that Mr. TGG has produced right here. Get a good idea of what potentially could be picked for the upcoming Thursday Rust rotation. Who knows? Nobody. We have no idea. We have absolutely no idea what could be happening. So go give it a good look. And also, please consider watching my Rust Workshop skin checks video. If you want to get a good look at all the newest skins, they are all located right here. And of course, look in the description. You'll see I've provided chapters for all the collection continuations. And of course, the link to the collection is located right here as well. Very nice, very cool. And yeah, that's basically everything. So chat, is there any other questions you might potentially have before we disappear? Oh, you meant sell listing. Oh, okay then. Sorry about that. Sorry, I thought you actually bought 20. I'm sorry, Jack. I didn't know. I made a little bit of an oopsie. And Mr. Micro, what is your question? It better be a good question. Otherwise, you're going to have to sit in the corner. What is the question, Mr. Micro? I worry. Oh no. What's he about to say? What is he about to ask? Oh no. I ate the little... Oh, no. Well, Micro, you should start counting your days, because I don't think you have many left now. It's too late. Yeah. Well... I was hoping for a good question, not a silly, stupid one, but there you go. And like I said a little bit earlier, do keep an eye on the commits, because little by little... we do get closer and closer to the March 4 swipe. We're very likely going to have the harbour changes out by then. I don't think Tutorial Island will be finished by then, but loads of fixes, loads of interesting little bits and bobs being tweaked, changed, and, introduced. A new Flamethrower. I do look forward to that. So, yeah, what do? Get help. Get help. I think we all need that anyway. So, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll be back again tomorrow with more Abnormals.